Okay, I've been wanting to tell you this for a while. For some background, I work in a patrol station located on the highway, mostly night shifts from 3 p.m. to 12 midnight. So I'm used to the weird, the creepy and the downright paranormal. But this. So, it's a normal shift, of course. People are coming and going. About 7 p.m., things are dark and the store is slowing down a bit. Behind the console area, I look to my left and lock eyes, not that I could mind you, with a woman. She's frail, thin, elderly, with wrinkled skin, and wearing giant fly-eyed sunglasses on that covers half her face. I immediately get jitters from her. She walks slowly to the door, and I had to manually make it open to let her in, as the automatic doors didn't pick her up. She makes her way to the console and stares at me. I can't really tell because she's still wearing those creepy sunglasses. Then she said, "Can you come outside and take a look at my car? I think something's wrong." Her voice is soft in the volume, but deep and resonating, like I felt it more than I heard it. Of course, I declined. I explained store policy with living, as I am the only staff on site. She replied, "Okay then." Then she walks off to the toilet. Now here is where the alarm bells started going off. While serving other customers, stragglers here and there, she comes out of the bathroom after 5 minutes, then walks over to me again and said, "There's no toilet paper, can you come and get me some?" Alarm bells! Something in my head says not to go out there. What I did is I get some staff toilet paper from behind the console. "Here you go, ma'am." Her demeanor is sour, or as far as I can tell, behind those large sunglasses. She replied, "Okay." She walks back into the toilet. About another 5 minutes, she walks back out and wanders around the shop. I watched her and noticed she flicks her head in my direction every now and then, like scanning me. Then she walks to the coffee machine, then calls out to me. Her voice is louder this time, but it feels more like a knife this time, shrill and freezing. "There's no milk in here, can you replace it? I like a coffee," she said. I know I should do it, but every something is up alarm in my body and brain was screaming not to. I decline again and say I can't leave the console at this hour of the night. Obviously, she gets visibly annoyed, saying how crap my customer service is. She threatens to contact my manager if I don't come out and change the milk. I decline again and apologize, even offer the manager's number. She tries 3 more times to get me out over the next 20 minutes. She finally gives up and walks off, glaring at me through the windows as she rounds the shop out of sight. The rest of my shift goes by without a hitch. No creepy things, surprisingly mellow and normal shift. However, still have a sense of dread in my stomach. Later, I swap over and leave at 12:30 a.m. Now, as I am walking to my car about 50 meters in the parking lot, as I get closer, there it is, the big sunglasses, scarf, and gloves she was wearing around, folded neatly. The sunglasses are resting on the top in a pile on the ground by my driver's side door. I look around, the sense of dread is intensifying. Quick as a flash, I unlock my car, jump in, and locked it again. There's no time to relax. I start my car and gun it out there. I've never been so fearful in my life. Working in a convenience store a few miles from the city limits, it is near the highway but still pretty urban. You get the idea. I'm on a graveyard shift around 2 a.m. and only the crazies come out this late. After not getting any customers for my whole shift, a beat-up minivan rolls into the parking lot. Out steps, and I shoot you not, the biggest drag queen I have ever seen. This dude, it, has to be at least 6'6" in height, maybe taller but scrawny as a scarecrow. Looking at him, walking unnerving itself, but then he comes in. This guy was not fooling anyone. He made Caitlyn Jenner pass for a cover girl. He wears makeup that looked clownish, a dress that was too tight, feet the size of a dinner plate crammed into sandals, and a bulge that was practically doing the Wilhelm scream in his pants. This Stephen King creation is lumbering around, hunched over, pawing through stuff, but is way too obviously looking me up and down. We got a .357 revolver and a blackjack under the counter, but airplanes were needed to take down Kong. He lumbers out back to his minivan, talks to somebody in the driver's seat, then Daddy Longlegs moves his way back in. He starts buying random things that have no relation to each other. A toolbox, a jug of water, and a radio. All heavy stuff he's clearly struggling with. He pays for all of it, then asks if he could get some help taking it out to the minivan. I say no, I can't leave the counter. He replied, "Oh, come on, please. It'll just take a minute." "Nope," I replied. "Well, the service here is just crap. I'd like to speak to somebody in charge." He calls the store number. I don't care. I watch him struggle with all the heavy stuff and walked out into the night. Soon after, I hear the van pull out and see its lights out the store window. 10 minutes of silence. When I hear a tapping on the window, which is adjacent to the counter. It's the same guy peering in and smiling like the Joker. I literally fall out of my chair. She said, "Oh, sweetheart, I didn't mean to scare you, but my friend just left for an emergency and I had to stay here. Could you come out so I feel much safer?" I grab the blackjack, tell him to get the hell out of here, or I'm going to run him over with my car. His face gets super close to the window. I can see him breathing on it. It's like a transvestite Jurassic Park. He gives me the very definition of a dead stare for a solid 15 seconds, then in a very masculine clear tone says, "You're gonna die tonight," punches the window and walks away. I spend the rest of the night drowning in coffee and chain-smoking cigarettes, looking over my shoulder with a gun and blackjack near me until dawn. Then dawn comes. I go out to my car. I saw that all crops he bought are in a pile to the outside of the store, like he never needed it and discarded it. I tell this to my friend who works at a Dunkin' Donuts a mile up the road about it. He worked that night too by pure coincidence. He says around the same time a minivan came in his parking lot, parked, waited for half hour without the driver getting out of the car, and then headed back in the direction it came from. In college, I'm living in dorms. This is a huge building. One day, I'm chilling in one of the lounges one night. The building is basically empty because it is Friday night and everyone's clubbing or some other bullcrap thing. My friend points out that the janitorial closet has been left open. We always wondered what's in there, so we jumped up and threw it inside. There's plywood everywhere, a very small room with nothing else but a ladder leading up to the crevice. We climb up because why not? This leads to what looks like a blown out hole in the wall. We peer inside. It looks like a very short attic that goes across the entire building. LeBro, come check this out," I said. I climb inside to allow my friend to see. There's insulation all over the place and tons of random wooden beams. The end is not even inside, it goes as far as the light from the entrance carries. My friend is fascinated and crawls up inside with me. "What the hell are you doing, man?" I said. "Let's explore this place," he replied. "It's just a crawl space, dude. There's nothing to see." He ignores me, starts crawling away into the darkness. I crawl after him. I don't want him to die from asbestos or something. Start getting a little creeped out as we go into the darkness. Paranoid I'm going to run into a spiderweb or worse. We are so far now we cannot see ourselves, only the light at the entrance. Something doesn't make sense here. What's the point of this large empty attic type area if there's nothing in here, or it's between floors? I don't know, man. My friend pulls out his cell phone and turns on the camera light. Rusty pipes everywhere. It makes more sense now. We start scanning the area. There are actually various different areas to explore, then suddenly we hear a slam, and the light from the entrance is gone. Nope. My friend covers the phone light. There's a silence. We do not move. Hear nothing but the sound of pipes with water running through them. We wait for a good minute, then my friend reveals his light again and starts scanning it across the entrance. Nobody there. I guess they just closed the janitor closet door, my friend said. Alright, now let's get the hell out of here, I replied. Then he said, hold on, I want to check out what's behind the rubble. I asked, what rubble? Friend shines light over to something I didn't see before. A section of the crawl space has been blocked off by pieces of plywood and clusters of insulation pushed up around it. Dude, there's literally nothing over there, I insisted because obviously spooked. Don't be a coward, he replied. My friend continues to crawl towards the rubble. I have no choice but to follow him. I can't find my way back without light. So we reach the rubble and my friend places his phone on the ground with the light up. He just kind of pushes crap aside easily. We crawl inside, turn another corner. He then said, what the hell? Dude, what? He replied. I side crawl so I can see what friend sees. I crap you not. There are bottles of piss everywhere. There are also holes in the ceiling in various spots because light beams shining up through them. Then in the corner is a black sleeping bag. My friend slowly crawls into the area and we look down each hole. Each one has a different view of female rooms or bathrooms. Nope. He points light in the corner. Oh hell no. Another identical sleeping bag zipped entirely up. This could have very well been a dead body shovel propped up against the wall. There's also a rope piled next to it. My friend starts backing up in shock. We start panicking. Rust on walls and floor, maybe blood, we don't know. Then friend knocks over a bottle of piss, then someone says, talk. That voice was not my friend's. It came from the direction of the entrance. We started literally freaking out. We have no idea what to do. I use an adrenaline hold strength to kick at one of the larger holes, then my friend joins in, not working fast enough. We hear someone scrambling in the scroll space getting closer. I grab the shovel, friend snatches it, and starts spinning the hell out of the floor. Luckily, part of it is plywood of course. We literally jumped into the chick's shower, bathing crap falling everywhere. I maybe have a broken foot. Then piss are leaking from the ceiling. We start yelling for help. The chick from the dorm starts crapping herself and runs into the hole screaming. I follow running on a possible broken foot. I look for my friend. I saw him. He was staring up at the hole but runs out with us. We find the hall master or whatever the heck and he's already calling the campus police. They scour the building and unfortunately, they never find the guy. All the janitors become suspects of invasion of privacy and illegally living in the building. A friend and I spent the rest of the night with the police filling out reports. My friend literally develops PTSD. While talking to the police, he describes what he saw while looking up at the hole. Supposedly a white guy that looked like he was on meth stuck his head out and said, "This is the gayest ducking thread I've ever seen in my life."